وارفع الخفاق أخضر يحمل النور المسطر. رددي الله أكبر يا موطني. موطني قد عشت فخر المسلمين. عاش الملك للعلم والوطن.
سارعي للمجد والعلياء. مجدي لخالق السماء.
وارفع الخفاق أخضر يحمل النور المسطر. رددي الله أكبر يا موطني.
موطني قد عشت فخر المسلمين. عاش الملك للعلم والوطن.
All right. Okay, girls, can anyone tell me what we were talking about yesterday? Are you there?
Yes, Miss, what did you say?
I said what we were talking about yesterday.
Process for science.
Good, good. Okay. Yesterday we were talking about this lady who was singing, and we said a process for science is to start with a question. Then you have to plan an investigation. Next, what you are going to do, experiment, use models, and maybe you have to repeat your observation. The question here is, repeated observation is for what?
Miss, I forgot page what?
I want you to tell me now, not to open the book. And it's page 24 and 25. Repeated observation. Do you repeat your observation every time in every experiment and everywhere? Or what? Only few things need to be repeated. Remember, girls, repeated observation are for what? Take a closer look and tell me. Okay, I'm gonna choose by names. Let's see. Let's start with Judy. Are you here, Judy? Please unmute your microphone.
Yes.
Okay, Judy, repeated observations are for what?
Study.
Can you read this bubble for me?
Repeated observation. Scientists use repeated observation to study process in nature. That they can observe but can't control.
Excellent. So when they want to study the process in nature, they can observe, but they cannot control. Can you give me an example, yeah, Amal? Like what? Something you can observe, but you cannot control. What is it? in nature. Look around you, think. Okay, you want to study about animal, okay? And you want to know this animal, how does he live, how does he eat his food, and how he take care of his kids. What are you going to do? Are you just gonna observe one time and that's it? Or you are going to come every day, the same time, different times, and to repeat your observation, to learn? Guys,
Yes.
what was the last thing
Yes.
you heard? I'm sorry, bad internet connection. Now, what was the last thing you heard? We were talking about what?
Repeated observation.
Judy, I think
Good.
she was reading that.
Okay, repeated observation is for what?
Scientists use repeated observations to study processes in nature that they can observe but can't control.
Thank you. Good job. Can you give me an example for that, please? Anyone? To study, have you heard the deer example?
No.
Okay. Let's say that you have an animal you want to learn about, and you want to know how this animal behaving, how does he get his food, how does he take care of his kids, how he sleeps. Are you going to see this animal only for one day or for 1 hour, or you are going to come every day and repeat your observation? What do you think, Jenna? Every day. Thank you, Feiruz. Every day. So this is a repeated observation. What about if you want to know about, let's say, a volcano? Can you predict and say when a volcano will explode or when the eruption will happen? Can you predict?
Yes.
Yes.
So, okay, Maria, you're saying yes. How can you predict that volcano will explode? Okay, things in nature, they happen for a reason, okay? And sometimes you cannot predict that this volcano is going to explode right now. Maybe you feel the buzz in the floor or the on Earth near the volcano, but in a sudden it will explode, and you can never predict that what time it will explode, how far it will go, and what are the damages it will make. Whatever you predicted, let me tell you why. You predicted that based on information you already know because of the repeated observation of other scientists that they gave it to us. Is it too much? Or you understand?
Understand. I don't know.
Feiruz, do you understand, my dear?
Yeah.
Okay. Maria,
Yeah.
do you get it?
Mm-hmm.
Good, good, good. Okay. And we talked about using models. We use models for what, Mariana? Why do we use models?
When a scientist cannot experiment on the real thing.
Good. So models help us To do what?
To experiment on things like planets and things that are expensive.
Excellent. Good job. Great answer. Okay. Investigations differ. What does that mean? It means that the method a scientist uses depends on the question. Okay? An experiment is what? Is an investigation in which all of the conditions are controlled. Please, guys, open with me and underline this word. This is very important. Experiment is what? An investigation in which all of the conditions are controlled. You can never say that I'm going to make an experiment in a volcano, for example. Why? Because you cannot control what the conditions. You have to control the conditions to call it experiment. Okay? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Models are used to represent real objects or processes. Scientists make repeated observation to study processes in nature without disturbing them. So they can use model instead of going and disturbing any of the animals or the nature. Okay? So we use model,
Okay.
just like Mariana said, if it's too large or too big, or sometimes if it's expensive, and sometimes we want to control everything in our experiment, okay? Drawing a conclusion, whatever scientific methods are used, scientists will have results so they can use to draw conclusion. And when you draw conclusion, you are answering the question that you asked before in the beginning, okay? And they might point to other questions and make more ideas for investigations. So when you draw your conclusion, sometimes it will answer your question from the first place, and sometimes it will make you ask another one, okay? Now let's take a look at this exercise, small exercise. First of all, write a type of investigation you should use to answer the following question. Now, how do different bridge design react strong winds? What are you going to use from the 4 highlighted red words? Go back to them. Start with a question, plan investigation, maybe drawing conclusion, experiment, repeated observation using models. Or what type of them you are going to use. You are going to know how do different bridges designed react to strong winds. Anyone with an answer? What about Jude? What are you going to use here, Jude? Let me think with you. You are going to study about what?
About different
Bridge designs. Okay, you want to know about the bridge designs, how bridge designs react to strong winds. How can you make that? Are you going to repeat your observation, or you are going to do your experiment, or maybe you need to do a model?
A model?
Good. If it's this your answer, we'll see, and we'll wait and see. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the second one is, how fast does the wind blow where a bridge will be built? Oh, now you want to know how fast.
Miss, you spelled model wrong.
Good job. Alhamdulillah. Now we're back. Now, how fast does the wind blow where a bridge will be built? Which type of investigation you are going to use?
Experiment.
Okay, you are saying experiment. I'll just write M over here and E over here. Not only Jude, guys, please, someone else. Which type of paint works best to keep bridge from rusting?
I think now repeated observation.
Okay, I will just write R. Now let's see the answers. The first one is correct. Making a model definitely will help you to know the bridge designs react to strong winds, of course, but how fast does the wind blow where a bridge will be built? You have to make a repeated observation and not experiment. Guys, can you control the wind and how the wind will blow? So if you are not controlling something, definitely you will make a repeated observation. Whenever you are not in control, you can't control something, you are going to use what? A repeated observation. Excellent.
Observation.
But which type of paint works best to keep a bridge from rusting? You can perform an experiment. You can try that. Can you make an experiment? Can you control everything in your hand?
Yeah.
So you are going to make what? Experiment. Perform an experiment. Is it clear, my girls? Everything here is clear?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go next. Explosive observation. Now, how does hurricane affect animals? Are coral reefs dying? How do whales raise their young? These are some science questions that can be answered with, of course, repeated observation. Let's learn more. Over here, can you see the whale on the right side?
Yeah.
Okay, it says the first observation of whale is often in its spout. See, this is the first thing they saw or the first thing they noticed. I want someone to continue reading for me here. Okay, I can see Feiruz and Jude humming. Tina, are you here, Tina?
Yes.
Okay, can you read for me, please? Scientists have
Scientists have many questions about whales. Whales,
the largest
mammals
on
on
Earth.
Earth.
Excellent, thank you.
How,
Thank you, Jude, complete. Whales are the largest mammals on Earth. Yes, Jude, complete.
how long do whales live? How do they communicate? How do they care of their
Their young. Excellent.
young? How far can they travel in a year?
Excellent,
These
thank you.
questions-
Feiruz, can you complete, please?
Yes.
Can you complete, please?
Scientists have many
No,
questions about
complete. Feiruz, complete, please.
how far can they travel in a year? These questions can be answered with repeated observation.
Excellent, thank you. Maria, can you complete, please?
Yes.
Can you complete, please?
Miss, where?
Oh. For example,
the tail flukes of whales are different from one whale to another. Scientists take photos of the flukes and use them to identify individual whales. Once they know which whale is which, they can recognize them each time they are seen in an ocean.
excellent. So this is a repeated observation about whale. So they can answer these questions. How long do whales live? How do they communicate? How do they care for their young? How far can they travel in a year? All these questions can be answered only when you make a repeated observation. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay, look at this small exercise, predict. Scientists have observed and recorded volcanic eruptions for hundreds of years. See? Hundreds of years. This is so much. This is what I was talking about, yeah, Maria, when you told me that you can predict about volcano. See? To predict about volcano, they needed hundreds of years to make a repeated observation, and then right now we can predict about them. The map to the left, can you see the map to the left? Shows data.
Yes.
Which location A, B, or C is most likely to have a volcano eruption. I want you to tell me which one of them is most likely to have a volcano eruption. Why do you think scientists call this region the Ring of Fire? Oh. Now take a close look to this picture, this map, and tell me. Which one is more? Yes?
I think
C.
I think B.
B? And who said another thing?
I said C.
Who are you?
Jude.
Okay, Jude is saying C. Okay, let's see. Okay, why do you think scientists call this region the Ring of Fire?
Because there's a lot of volcanoes.
And they look like a ring. Yes, excellent. Now let's see the answers. Definitely it's C, and most eruptions seem to take place in a ring along the edge of the Pacific Ocean, just like you said, guys. Excellent, good job. I think Jude chose C because look at the small red triangle. Small red triangle is volcanic eruption, and C is the closest to the volcanic eruption. Can you see? Yes. So now you can predict after scientists already repeated their observation for hundreds of years and millions. Okay, supermodels. We'll talk quickly about models and we will repeat tomorrow, okay? Models are really important for our investigation and to make it really more specific. How does a bat fly? How might Saturn's ring looks close up? How does a heart work? Wow. These are some science questions that can be answered with models. Okay, what kinds of models do you know? Only simple kinds of models that you can build with on your own, or there are some kinds of models? Girls,
Yes.
Yes.
can you give me models, other kinds of models? Only the type of models that you build on your own, or there are some types of others?
Oh. Miss, you can draw a model.
Yes, I can draw a model. What about using computer to make a model? See, not only simple models we have, there are some complex model can be made on a computer. And this one, look at this one. This model shows where the most damage would occur if an earthquake were to strike, okay? Maybe we cannot understand it very well, and we need some keys to guide us to read it or to know about it, okay? Now, guys, I'm really sorry that our session is almost finished. What I want you to do is to read these 2 pages about models and types of models and when modeling is needed. And by tomorrow, guys, I want to ask you about it and find you know everything, because it's really easy. Models are really easy. You already know why do we use models and for what and why they are very important, but I want you to go deep in it, and then tomorrow we'll discuss about it quickly. Okay, guys? Agree?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you guys for this session. See you inshallah tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a
Bye.
nice day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Wait, Miss.